Canina Problema. This horse was the Shepparton Cup winner, Kerry-Ann Morris. G'day, Kerry-Ann, taking the drive down from New South Wales, an absolute ripper. Now, this young man, if you bought the Herald Sun, this young handsome fella here, Carter Dalgetty, is one of the future stars of our sport. And this guy's a legend of our sport, Cran Dalgetty. Hello, Cran. Good to see you, mate. I know you've got to saddle up your horse. You know how to win this race. You did it with your superstar, Chris and me.
Well, yeah, I fluked it that year, so no one else is trying except me. So we'll try again the same this trip.
Can you fluke it twice?
Well, won't be for lack of trying.
It's obviously a really good draw for him, though, because, you know, he's a horse that follows speed really well. What about the distance for him?
He loves the distance. So he went 3 mile, he'd love it even more. Loves it. That's his forte. That's why I've come for this particular race, for a stamina race. So that's our game plan, and he will love the stamina.
Okay. Cran, I'll let you saddle up the horse. Just have a look at these sulkies as well. You know, these are, back in the day, the sulkies used to be made of almost, what were they? Cane, I think they were. Then they were aluminium. Now I'd say the aluminium sulkies probably would have weighed about 10 kilos, I reckon. I reckon these now weigh about 15 to 20 kilos. They're quite heavy and a lot narrower, as you can see. But the reason that they're so heavy is because they're running so much faster, these horses. So you want traction. So when they're going around those bends, you don't want any slide, you don't want any give. So you want as much anchorage as you can to the track. Carter, can you win tonight?
Absolutely, we can win.
Excited to be in your first Hunter Cup. You would have grown up watching the VHS back in the day of Chris and me. It might have been DVDs back then. I'm sure you've watched that a number of times.
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched all my family win this race, so now to get out there against some idols, it's going to be pretty cool.
Well, you're never overwhelmed. Good luck, Carter. Carter Dalgetty there with Republican Party. Now, this guy here, as far as legends are concerned, as far as the Sportsbet Hunter Cup, you don't get any better than Anthony Butt, a 7-time winner of this race, Ants. How are you feeling about going number 8?
Good, Ryan. Yeah, no, the horse is good, so just need a bit of luck now.
Barrier draw is good for him.
It is really good, so yeah, we'll get a chance from there, hopefully.
And do you lead?
Hopefully for a while, and at the start and the finish.
What if Don Hugo looks at you?
Won't matter.
So you only want to hand up to 2 horses?
Swayze, Leap to Fame, yep.
Okay, there's Anthony Butt. He knows how to win this race. As I mentioned, he's won it 7 times. Tim, I think they're starting to go out onto the track, so I might hand it over to you and you can catch up with the champ, Leap to Fame, and Grant Dixon.
Thanks, Ryan. Great timing. I am here with the champ, Leap to Fame, Larry, and hoping you can see with these pictures just the amount of people here to watch him. Grant, I just said to you, it looks like a good crowd out there on the lawn, but you've been all business, just down in the stables here at the back, making sure Larry's okay. How is he?
He seems really good. Yeah, he seems bright. So, yeah, just hope we get a pinch of luck somewhere and he be there in the finish.
No doubt you watched the barrier draw on Tuesday morning and you probably rolled the eyes a little bit. Just talk us through the emotions when you came out with inside back row.
Oh, look, it's probably disappointing. He's a horse that we don't, probably really want to draw 1 or 8 with because he just hasn't got that blistering speed and yeah, so it was a bit disappointing, but he has drawn down in there a few times.
And won, I assume?
He's won and been beat, yeah, so yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag for him in there.
Talk us through how you think the race will pan out. It does look a bit of gate speed, 1 and 2, the New Zealanders, but no doubt you'll try and get off the pegs nice and early.
Yeah, we've got to, just see how things pan out. We'll just take the race as it comes and, yeah, obviously at the first opportunity, we'll probably want to be getting off the fence.
And just one more finally on him. He had that little break, that little setback. I think he was going to run down here in Victoria, in the Victoria Cup. He had his first up run there at Albion Park in recent times, a week or so ago. He looked great to me. Were you really happy with his first up run?
Yeah, Tristan and I are really pleased how he got through that run, and then we were happy with him last week, but he seemed a bit brighter again tonight, so hopefully we're on track.
And who's the biggest danger in your mind, Grant? Is it Swayze or is it one of the New Zealanders, Republican Party or Attack McLeod?
Oh, look, I believe Swayze, but I think, just under him there's quite a number of them that are, good horses in their own right, and if they get a pinch of luck somewhere, they'll be right there.
Good luck, Grant.
Thank you.
Grant Dixon there, trainer, driver of the champion, Leap to Fame, looking for back-to-back AG Hunter Cups. Sportsbet AG Hunter Cups. If you jump on your app now, there is a Sportsbet special with Leap to Fame to run top 2 and Catch a Wave to run top 2 later in the night. I can't remember exactly what price it was, but it was very generous. I think it was around the $2.30. So jump onto your Sportsbet app and have a look there. Of course, Sportsbet also doing cashback specials as bonus bets for second place getters on all 10 races tonight. Pity, barrier draw wasn't really that kind to Leap to Fame inside back row. Wasn't much better for you, Sadly.
Yeah, no, that's right. You know, it's a bad barrier draw, but you know, he's sort of been in all these good races his whole career. So yeah, look, I just think you know, we've just got to drive him pretty conservative against this field.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Mark Pitt there with Mac Dan. Anthony Butt here has just come out of the chute out on the track. Number 2, Tack McLeod. Anthony, for any new harness racing followers watching us on racing.com, you're a legend of this race. You've won it 7 times. Unbelievable. 7-time winner of the AG Hunter Cup. You haven't won it for a while, though. I think it's time you got another one.
Yeah, hopefully, Tim. Yeah, like his horse is going good, so he's got a great draw and a great chance.
I think most form judges think you can cross the 1 and get down to the pegs, and then from there you get to decide whether you try and go all the way or whether you hand up. I think you've been quoted a few times during the week that saying that you would only like to hand up to Leap to Fame or Swayze. That's still the case?
Yeah, probably. Like, it just depends how much work I do early. If I get across for nothing, you know, and then they're a while getting there, you know, then it changes. But, yeah, I'll just, you know, the main thing's to begin good and safe and hopefully get across the 1, and then we got up, you know, then we just work it out from there.
He has made mistakes in the past. You know, can you get a gauge on him here at all as to whether he's going to behave tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a one-off. We sort of made a couple of changes since then. He's been really good since the trials, and last week he left the gate really quick, so no, hopefully he's fine.
Your nephew's Carter Dalgetty, isn't it?
He sure is.
It's just over your back shoulder. Let me go to him. I was just chatting to the 7-time AG Hunter Cup winner, Anthony Butt. Carter, how many times has he shown you those trophies this week? You've been staying with him, haven't you?
Yeah, I think the last time I was in Victoria was in one of Anthony's winning Hunter Cup photos, so let's hope it can be mine tonight. Yeah,
I was going to say, you know, you'd love to win it. I think you've got a great chance. I hope I'm not mozzing you. I'm going to tip him on top, Carter. I loved his New Zealand Cup run when he came from miles back to run third to Swayze there. He was the best closer home. You've got a great barrier draw, and he went really good first up last weekend here in Australia. He can win for sure, can't he?
Well, everything that you reeled off, that's all true. So, yeah, I think you're right. I'm going in with confidence, so, yeah, let's do it.
Last one, inside draw. I think there's been a bit of banter at home about who's going to lead this race. Would you like to try and lead Tack McLeod or hold him out at the start, or would you be happy to take cover knowing his good gate speed?
I'm sort of in two minds. It's probably how much he pushes me. I'm confident that I will hold him, so if he does cross me, it'd be because I let him cross me.
And can he win?
Shit, yeah.
Good luck. Carter Dalgetty there. He's a confident young man. I'll just get out of the way here. Dan, hopefully we can bring you in here. I'm with Republican Party, and I like the confidence from the young man, Carter Dalgetty. Loved his run there in New Zealand, as I said, in the New Zealand Cup. He's won 2 Group 1s since then over the long trip. And, of course, tonight the AG Hunter Cup is over the long trip. So my bet here is each way, all day, Republican Party.
Okay, it's been rather topical, hasn't it, over the course of the last few months. I can't tip against Leap to Fame, but I can make cases for plenty of other horses as well. He's got a giant task. It's not just inside of the back row, but what leaves him with that handicap of having to go around them, possibly going from last right around the field. So a few other horses will get up more forward than him, at least initially, and then he's going to probably try to grind them into the ground. I think we all think that he is capable of doing it, but whether or not Swayze gets there first, Leap to Fame puts the pressure on, and over the concluding stages, something that's at a cheaper run could be over the top of them. So it's not a bad race to try to find an outsider if the race is run that way, but I'm sticking with Leap to Fame from Swayze, Republican Party and Don Hugo. So they are the top 4 on the market, not quite in that order, but Leap to Fame has been well backed. He's odds on now. He's at $1.85. I wouldn't even be surprised for horses like Max Delight and Can't Find a Better Man. If they overdo it, and this is the sort of race that they might be pushed to the absolute limit, if the slowest quarter happened to be the final quarter, horses like Max Delight is going as well as he ever has, and even a Can't Find a Better Man with a cheap run could be a long shot to get into the placings. It's a ripper race, no doubt about that. 8 minutes away, but I'm with Leap to Fame. As I said before, I feel shameful and un-Australian if I didn't tip him.
There's a lot of people in that boat, myself included. I'm down here with Senior Partnerships Manager from Sportsbet, Ben Hulse. Ben, what a night for Sportsbet to be involved in harness racing. How good is this? Are you enjoying it?
Oh, Ryan, absolutely fantastic. It is absolutely buzzing here tonight. And it's a nice balmy evening, and the anthem's just kicking off, and can't wait.
We just might pause for that and we'll come back, Ben.
Sure.
Certainly a stirring rendition here for this big crowd on track at Melton Entertainment Park. I'm here with Senior Partnerships Manager from Sportsbet, Ben Hulse. Ben, as far as the harness racing fan is concerned, it really is the place to bet, isn't it, Sportsbet? So much to offer, and we've seen that with some of your promos tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, that's absolutely true. Like, we've got some great offers tonight, and I think the actual harness community sees us as the actual punters' friends in this sport. We do numerous justice payouts when something goes wrong during the race, and I think the customer has great faith in actually betting on us going forward.
Now, Ben, I'm sure you've had a lot of people tugging your coat tonight, telling you who to back in the big one. Have you done your own form? Who are you tipping?
I have. I've been flip-flopping between Swayze and Leap to Fame, but the money has certainly come for Leap to Fame, and the champ is in the odds-on. So maybe at the value, Ryan, I think I might stick with Swayze tonight.
Yeah, well, Ben, thank you to you and to Sportsbet for your support of this time-honoured event. It's been going since 1949. It really is one of our great races on the calendar. So it's great to have Sportsbet's association. So thank you very much for being here tonight, and to Sportsbet.
Thanks, Ryan. Cheers.
Ben Hulse joining us there. So let's have a look at this race. Bronte Neuenberg and Mick Gearan to take us through the AG Hunter Cup of 2024. He's certainly been the best supported runner, has Leap to Fame. Touching odds on, he's gone back into the black, back into odds on. No surprise, Bronte, because whatever he is during the week, you know that he's going to firm on race night.
Yeah, absolutely. And just seeing the way he's warmed up, he's so comfortable. He looks $1 million. And if anyone's been tuning into our coverage to see how fantastic he looks, it's hard to look away from him now.
He's the favourite. Michael Gearan, you were talking before that these are the two best stayers, Leap to Fame and Swayze. New Zealand's greatest race. So if this is our greatest race for the stayers, at the very least, your greatest race for the stayers is your greatest cup, the New Zealand Trotting Cup, which he's won the last two of, Swayze.
And I think he'll try to win this the same way. On both occasions, he relaxed early, then moved and bullied his way to the front. I don't see the leaders here, more than likely Tack McLeod, wanting to hold him out. As per your interview with Anthony Butt, he's been very open this week. He would like to hand to one of those two horses if in fact he does. If Swayze is in front of Leap to Fame, he has beaten him that way over a comparable distance before, and the blacks are fake. I think Leap to Fame is a better horse than them. I also think Swayze's a better horse. This is the best scenario for Swayze to beat the little brother again. Enough tempo off the front to get around and lead, and then park his brother outside him and try and beat him. Whether he can do that, punters, you now basically get flip of the coin on Leap to Fame to find out.
Well, let's talk about the three Kiwis, Michael. Republican Party, who is the shortest of them, and there's been support there. Tack McLeod has been a drifter, good early gate speed. Don't Stop Dreaming, who's been mixing it with probably the best pacer in New Zealand and Merlin over the past 12 months, but probably hasn't really won that many races since he ran second here to Leap to Fame last year in the Victoria Cup. So where are those three horses at in your mind here?
Republican Party is on the ascent. Spoke to Carter Dalgetty today. He'll be looking to get behind Tack McLeod, who he then thinks would hand to one of the two favourites, so 3 deep on the markers. If he is in that situation, he's going to need to run past the best two horses in Australasia and Don Hugo, who's the Eureka and Inter-Dominion champion. That is not easy to do. I don't think he can do it. Look at the other Kiwis. Don't Stop Dreaming, Horror draw for him, has only won 3 races in the last 13 months since running second to Leap to Fame here last year. And Tact McLeod, who is now a quasi-Aussie, has yet to show he could win a race like this. He is a huge factor in the race with his gate speed. And Ryan, I think one of the crucial moments early will be whether he can hold Don Hugo, or whether in fact Luke McCarthy gets involved in that fight, knowing the 2 big guns are coming later. And if he's sitting park for the first 300, he is almost guaranteed at some stage to be on the back of Leap to Fame. So an intriguing early burn, then the tactics in the middle stages, and then the question mark hanging over the brothers from the 600-metre mark.
This horse on your screen is Hector, was the first emergency for the race, gained a start with the unfortunate scratching of Bulletproof Boy in this race. Just an update on Bulletproof Boy, just a bump on his leg. He's going to be okay. He'll probably even be back working midweek, but unfortunately Scott Ewan just didn't want to take any risk with him tonight, considering he won the Bendigo Cup and also the Ballarat Cup. He would have been a real force. But that horse Hector just getting some farrier work on one of its feet there at the moment. No big deal. You know, it's kind of just like, you know, you've busted a shoelace and you're tying your shoe up again, isn't it?
Well, most of the paces wear relatively standardised shoes, where for a trotter it is a big deal. They have shoes which are angled and weighted more differently. But the majority of the paces in this race would wear a relatively standard shoe, so he's not going to need any special angling or a special shoe to be found, or maybe the shoe he lost on the track.
Don't forget that Sportsbet has that money back offer if you run a second in bonus bets, so it might be a good way to play. There's Carter Dalgetty. We spoke with him before. What a fine young man he is, representing the sport very, very well. Look at this big crowd on track. Everyone's come to the front. It's been quite a warm night, but now that the sun has gone away, it's cooled down a little bit.
Well,
and
Ryan,
it's standing room only, really, by the looks of this crowd.
Now the rubber is about to hit the road, or close enough, the track. Who are you tipping on top?
Well, look, I'm Leap to Fame. It's more heart than head, simply because he's the best horse in the race. He's going to have to beat Swayze. I think those two will go to absolute war over the last 1,000 metres of this race. But, and it's a very big but, Republican Party will be put to sleep and do absolutely no work in this race. So if they overcook it, I think he's the horse that's going to finish pretty quickly, Bronte, and I know you've been keen.
Yeah, I've been tipping Republican Party all week. I do wish it was the horse that did hold the front to wait till Swayze got in front, so he was only 1 horse behind the leader, but 3 fence is still a great place to be at Melton, and Don Hugo's another horse that if he does end up behind Leap to Fame, he gets the benefit of that barrier. And I can't go past Max Delight as well, because he's got the awful barrier here, but it would be a really good story if he could get up into the top 4 position in this race.
OK, Tim O'Connor, I'm sure there's been a lot happening as far as the market is concerned.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Just one other reminder too, Sportsbet offering another good special, $2.30 for Leap to Fame to run top 2, and also Catch a Wave later on tonight, race 9 to run top 2. So Leap to Fame and Catch a Wave, top 2, both of them, $2.30, great bet, including on the back of the cashback special for second as bonus bets. The traders tell me that Leap to Fame, very solid, $2.20 there earlier today, now in that $1.90 range. Republican Party, also very solid, my on top selection, as well as Bronte Neuenberg, $7, $8 range, so good support for the pole marker Republican Party. Swayze, they haven't seen the support they expected. Don't Stop Dreaming and Tact McLeod, 2 of the other New Zealanders, they've drifted big time, almost double their opening price. They're the notes from the Sportsbet traders. My numbers here in the Sportsbet AG Hunter Cup, well, more so, I'm just going to have a straight out each way bet, and a good one at that, on number 1 Republican Party. I think he's drawn well. There's going to be speed aplenty, and he's going to be the horse behind the leader, or maybe 3 back the pegs that can get the job done. It's going to be a wonderful race. I can see a huge crowd in here. And when I say huge, I mean huge. This is going to be one of the great races of all time. And we've got the best caller in the business to give us the action. It's Dan Malecki here for the Sportsbet AG Hunter Cup.
Terrific lineup. And the runners are being called up as the mobile gets into position. Race 6, the Sportsbet AG Hunter Cup, over the 2,760 metres. So they start down the back straight. It's just a bit over 2.5 laps. Good support. Republican Party has been one of the better moves. Tact McLeod has drifted. Don Hugo has remained solid around the $6 mark. Leap to Fame fluctuating from odds on to the even money quote, and Swayze's out to $5. He was incredible winning the Victoria Cup here last year. It's a wonderful field. We've got the best two horses in Australia. Leap to Fame, who is the defending champion, and Swayze, who won the Victoria Cup in scintillating fashion last year, as well as two New Zealand Cups. Two of the best from NZ in Republican Party and Don't Stop Dreaming. And the horse on the up, the Inter Dominion winner, Don Hugo. He's climbing the ladder and he's throwing out the challenge to the big guns. And they're close to a start. The race that we've been waiting for. Leap to Fame is the favourite, drawn inside of the back line. They're all set to go. 2025 edition of the Hunter Cup. And they're on their journey. They're racing. Tack McLeod got out well. He's got his nose in front of Republican Party, but Republican Party right there, although he's going to look for a set and going to the front, Tack McLeod. It's Tack McLeod from Republican Party. Good speed into the first turn. Hector third. Fourth the outside, Don Hugo. And then out three wide, Swayze's pressing on around. Leap to Fame got off the pegs pretty comfortably. It is already about midfield as Swayze moved around him in the early stages. Next the inside, can't find a better man from Captain's Knock as they work their way into the straight from MacDan. Don't Stop Dreaming drifting back to third last from Max Delight and Canina Problema. The leader is Tack McLeod, but looming up now is Swayze, the two-time New Zealand Cup champion and Victoria Cup hero, runs to the top with 2 laps to go. It's Swayze in front. Second is Tack McLeod. Third, three back the pegs, is Republican Party. Then fourth the outside, Don Hugo, left without cover about 20 metres from the lead. Four back the inside is Hector. Five back along the pegs, can't find a better man. And on the outside of him in the black and white colours is Leap to Fame. And he's about to go now. Grant Dixon hooks out 3 wide on Leap to Fame and he's making his runners. Can't find a better man, got off the pegs. Then came MacDan, Captain's Knock. Next is Canina Problema from Don't Stop Dreaming. And Max Delight is back last of all as they make their way off the back with about 1,500 to go. Lead time 1 minute 20.9 and the leader is Swayze. He starts to run along 5 metres clear. Tack McLeod second, Leap to Fame up to third, but he's going to have to do it the hard way. 3 back the inside is Republican Party. And then 5th the outside, Don Hugo, now with a bit of cover. 4 back along the pegs is Hector. Then Can't Find a Better Man the outside. MacDan 5 back the pegs with 1,200 left to travel. Captain's Knock next the outside of Canina Problema. And then Don't Stop Dreaming and Max Delight. Along the front straight in the 2025 Sportsbet AG Hunter Cup and Swayze the leader. First quarter 28-1. He's trying to break their hearts. He's 5 metres in front of Tack McLeod. Leap to Fame third the outside. Republican Party 3 back the pegs has had a good set. 4 back the inside is Hector. Around it was Don Hugo. Next Can't Find a Better Man from MacDan, Captain's Knock. And then Canina Problema second last, Don't Stop Dreaming. And Max Delight's last of all as they head into the back. The second quarter 28-1 again. And it's Swayze along the back straight, shaken up 4 metres in front of Tack McLeod, who'll be awaiting on the Garrard sprint lane. Leap to Fame a neck away third, but he's closing in now, the champ. Then in fourth spot is Don Hugo. Next the inside Republican Party, and then Can't Find a Better Man. Off the back straight, it's Swayze responding 3 metres. 2 Leap to Fame right there is Tack McLeod third. Don Hugo about to peel out 3 wide. Off the back 27 for the third quarter. It's Swayze just in front. Leap to Fame breathes down his neck. No. Leap to Fame loomed up the Swayze. Tack McLeod gets the run. Then Don Hugo. It's Swayze. Leap to Fame. Tack McLeod getting through with Republican Party. Swayze kicks on. Leap to Fame lifting. Swayze and Leap to Fame, and Swayze does it. What a race. What a race. Swayze, what a win from Leap to Fame, Republican Party and Tack McLeod. A great finish. Then came Captain's Knock. Next home Max Delight from Don't Stop Dreaming. From Don Hugo, who just weakened the last little bit. And then came MacDan with Hector, Can't Find a Better Man, and Canina Problema. 27-6 the final quarter. And that mile rate of 1:51.9 has obliterated the track record by 1.3 seconds.
What a race. What a race. It's the way many thought it would pan out. And goodness me, didn't it live up to a great race that it really was, with Swayze just hanging on. It's a photo for second and third. Leap to Fame's there. Republican Party is there for that placing. Also, Tack McLeod is there. That mile rate, 151.8. So it is the brothers, but this time it is the older half-brother, Swayze, beating Leap to Fame into second place. So that record now, Leap to Fame 3, Swayze 2 in the battle of the brothers. And goodness me, Bronte, that race did not disappoint.
I think we're all holding our breath there. I'm still trying to get it back. That was fantastic. And congratulations to Swayze there. He did such a good job. But that finish would have to be one of the best finishes we've seen. Those 4 horses, there was probably a head between the 4 of them. That's just incredible.
The race won inside the first 400 metres because Grant Dixon pushed away from one on the second line. Chris Alford actually let him out so he could duck back to the inside, which is the right thing for him to do. And then it was a matter of which one of the big 2 got in front of the other. Cam Hart saw that. He stayed outside Leap to Fame, rolled around the field, reversed that part there, and Leap to Fame rolls to the front. He wins. But Swayze, as he did in the Blacks Are Fake last year at Albion Park, last season, able to get around them in the middle stages of the race, lead and Leap to Fame for the second time, could not run him down. A mammoth performance by the second horse, considering the times. Mammoth, and I would suggest in the 5 best beaten harness racing performances I've ever seen, going back over 35 years. But Swayze is a horse you may be able to get to, Ryan Phelan. Running past him, as we saw in the New Zealand Cup, is sometimes an entirely different thing.
Well, it just proves to see how hard it is to go back in a great race like this. Blossom Lady was the last to do it 25 years ago. Leap to Fame, unable to repeat that feat. But Swayze, who was a really late addition to this race, and what a wonderful addition he was, because he's an absolute superstar. Dare I say champion, Tim O'Connor, and you're with a champion trainer, Jason Grimson, who's now trained his 13th Group 1 winner, a man only 31 years of age. What an extraordinary record he has at that level, in particular here at Melton Entertainment Park.
Oh, indeed, Ryan. 13 Group 1s apparently for you, Jason Grimson. This is going to be one of the most special moments of your career, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. That was pretty cool to watch, seeing all those good horses go to the line like that. I'm just glad he stuck his head out when he did. But, yeah, incredible time, and just great to watch good horses like that race each other.
He was a late nomination, or he was late to the party in terms of us thinking he was going to come. Was he always going to come in your mind, though?
No, it wasn't set in plan. I said to Cam when he went to Tamworth, I said, if you look after him, I'll think about it. And just the way he's been since then, he loves to travel and he's thrived off it. And you got to race them when they're feeling good, I think. So, yeah, brought him down here and it's worked out.
Talk us through where you watched the race from and who you watched it with. There's some pretty happy owners here. Talk us about the scenes and the emotion as all these horses turned for home.
I was standing up on the table over there and they were trying to kick me off it, but good luck to them getting me off it. Yeah, it was pretty good to watch. Obviously, there's a lot of people here with me that have helped me out. And, yeah, incredible just to watch that race.
We've seen what he's done on the racetrack, Jason. You get to see him every day. What sort of horse is he? He must be an absolute ripper to work with.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just having him around the barn and that, you don't know he's there, you know. He's that type of horse. He just looks after himself and, yeah, he's an incredible stayer.
How's this? Everyone clap at him in one of the biggest crowds I've seen. It must be a big thrill.
Yeah, it's great to see so many people out here tonight. I'm glad they could come watch a great race like that, and yeah, it's really good.
Let's go chat to Cam Hart. Just stick with me, guys. I might just try and get a quick word with Cam Hart, who's just done it again here. Last time I saw him was Victoria Cup night. He won the big one. He's just given the horse a kiss. Can we grab you for 2 ticks, Cam? The camera's here. Spoke to Jason Grimson.
Yeah, good.
He's a master trainer. You're a master driver. How's that for a thrill?
Oh, I can't take too much credit. This horse is he's unbelievable. Like, the way Jace gets him up for these big races and just the fight he shows. It's just unbelievable heart and determination, and just so privileged to sit behind him.
I think I asked you on Sportsbet Victoria Cup night if for any moment you thought you went too hard in that race there. What about tonight? Did you think you might have just run out of juice at the end?
Look, I was worried when Ance was still tapping me on the helmet at the 400. I was just hoping that we'd gone, hard enough that when they get clear air, they couldn't really quicken, and that was the case really. And Grant made a huge fight and told the straight, but he was just so tough.
Where does this win sit for you, Cam, with this horse who you love? Victoria Cup, so many big races. Is this right at the top of the tree?
Oh, this has to go on top. Just the way he did it, and the field's assembled tonight. I was just, you know, whether we won or lost, I was just happy to be part of it. I was just so excited coming down on the plane today just to be a part of this race. And, you know, it wasn't only the two brothers going at it, but just, you know, having the superstar Kiwis in the field, and not one runner didn't deserve their spot tonight. And, yeah, just happy that we come out on top.
What's it like driving in front of this big crowd? Because we don't always have crowds like this at Melton, but I've been coming here a lot of times and a lot of cold wintry nights, but this is very, very exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it's just unbelievable. You know, like you said, we probably don't get the massive crowds here at Melton for all the meetings, but to walk out on the track, and I had made sure I had a good look up at the stand, and the atmosphere was just electric, and so glad that we could put on a really competitive race for everyone that come out tonight.
Party time now?
Yeah, just cannot wait. Yeah, we like to party. You got to enjoy these moments. Like, we might not ever win another 100 Cup, and to have a horse like this is a once-in-a-lifetime horse, so we'll definitely celebrate.
Well done, mate. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Cam Hart there, guys. Ryan, back to you. I'm going to lap up these celebrations. I might even try and sneak in the winning photo. How's that sound?
Why not, Tim? Give it a try. We're saying tonight, step into your world. You might step into their world perhaps tonight for the Sportsbet AG Hunter Cup. What a race for the ages that was. Those sectionals again, 28-1, 28-1, 27-1, 27-6, smashing the track record, 151.9. Cam Hart won't be able to celebrate just yet. He's got a drive still to come. He's in the last race, in fact, so his night is not done, but I'm sure they'll be partying a little bit later. We're going to take a break, and we're going to have a look at the eye in the sky and see how the Hunter Cup unfolded for 2025. Stay with us on racing.com. This is harness racing as good as it gets.
Expected, but still, you never know which the drama component will live up to it all. It mapped out pretty much Bronte as people thought. So as they're scoring up here, you're looking for numbers 1 and 2. Tack McLeod likely to lead over Republican Party, so the Kiwis sticking together. But also crucially, look behind the one horse. So looking for the horse on the left of your screen. Behind him is Leap to Fame. Very quickly after the start, he is able to push away and get off the marker pegs. Chris Alford gave him that room because he thought, well, the best place for me to be is on the marker pegs. Here's Leap to Fame, getting off. A little bit of a squeeze. Horse on the outside comes down on him, but he still manages to hold position. But crucially, look for the horse in 6th position. In the gold and blue colours, he stays on the outside of Leap to Fame. That is Swayze. And Bronte, that, to me, won him the Hunter Cup. Had Grant got in front of Cameron Hart then, I think we would have seen a very different result.
Oh, absolutely. It was a very good drive of Cam Hart's, because as soon as he did get the front, he let his horse get a little bit of a breather until he saw Grant coming around, which we'll talk about later on. But I absolutely agree that this is when the race was, for the most part, over. We knew that if Leap to Fame was to win at this point, he would have to be the best horse we have ever seen.
And there outside the leader is the Eureka and Inter-Dominion champion and Don Hugo. So Luke McCarthy just keeps going slower and slower and slower, knowing Grant Dixon's on his back, basically saying, come on, you're going to make your move. I'm not going to take you anywhere. You go now, which he's about to do, and that will give me the 1-1. So far, Cameron Hart, perfect drive. Luke McCarthy sitting parked, knowing he's getting the 1-1, perfect drive. Anthony Butt, perfect drive. Carter Dalgetty, the perfect drive. Grant Dixon's got nowhere to go. All the pieces on the chessboard are gone except for the one place he probably thought all week he would end up. That is outside the leader. Now it becomes a game of tempo. Cameron Hart can go as slow or as fast as he wants. When they go past us with the lap to go, he was absolutely humming Bronte, and that meant that Leap to Fame never got a chance to fill his lungs and never got a chance to make any ground without doing so at close to full speed. So this is a lap to go. Swayze in front. Right about now, they are humming, and Grant Dixon is flat keeping up. This is when courage becomes just as important as speed.
And every time a horse races around a 1,000-metre track, is it around 14 metres extra they have to cover when they're not on the running line? So for Leap to Fame, he is having to run a few seconds faster than Swayze every single lap. So if we later on get to look at Leap to Fame's individual times, he would have more than obliterated that track record in his own time. Obviously, we can't take that record because he did not win the event, but Leap to Fame probably is more close to a world record time for the distance and the size track for what he has done sitting there in the chair. But the one horse I think we should be noting at this point is the horse that is 3 back on the inside, the number 1 horse, because I think if the race was another 50 metres, I think he would have won, and that's the New Zealander Republican Party.
So Swayze now is starting to feel the pain, Leap to Fame even more so. This is when good horses have to become great horses, or Leap to Fame's case, after covering all that ground, maybe an incomparable horse. He gets to him here, but Swayze fights back. The 2 Kiwis duck to the inside. Don Hugo is out of chips. They hit the line lock together, but he got to Swayze. He never got past him, and I agree with you, if Republican Party had been 1 spot closer, this could have been a Hunter Cup he won. If you're watching this at home, the fascinating part, if you live in Albury, is this. You've just watched a horse win a Group 1 race and maybe be one of the all-time greats. He is heading now to Albury on Valentine's night, February the 14th. Yes, you can take your partner. You can go along, because if he wins there, he wins the 4th leg of the Carnival of Cups, having won the first 3. He gets a $500,000 bonus. Then a month later, he heads to Penrith. He wins there, guys. That bonus goes to $1 million. The reason I'm telling you this, unless you want to have Valentine's Day at the Albury Trots, is I think that will take Swayze out of contention for the Miracle Mile. The Miracle Mile is 6 days before the race at Penrith. I think they won't risk going to the qualifiers and the Miracle Mile in between. I think the horse you just saw beat Leap to Fame is heading to Albury and then heading to Penrith.
Well, if you think Jason Grimson was yelling tonight, he'll be .com.au. A big thank you to our marquee sponsors tonight, Sportsbet, for their support of the AG Hunter Cup, and of course also the Yabby Dam Farms Great Southern Star. We must thank Dan Malecki. I must thank Tim O'Connor. You've had fun.
It's been a great night. Great to be part of it.
Bronte, a great job as always.
Thank you. It was great to be part of the coverage.
And Michael Guerin, your plane might have got here a little bit late, but better late than never.
It's not my fault, but it was great fun to be a privilege to be asked, guys. And Miracle Mile next, and then a lot of these horses go to New Zealand for their big slot race night, Trotters and Pacers, April the 4th. The question is, will Swayze turn up there? Because if he doesn't, the next time he meets Leap to Fame could be the Inter-Dominions all the way back in July.
That takes us away from our coverage tonight on racing.com. Thank you very much for your company, and thank you for stepping into our world here on Sportsbet AG Hunter Cup night. Good evening, everyone.